Hey guys, we're gonna be talking about how to totally transform your skin and really natural beauty tips, including the best essential oils, best herbs, best vitamins and supplements, and some of the best foods for transforming your skin. And if you're a person who is struggling with any type of skin issue or just in general, you wanna have beautiful glowing skin, we're gonna talk about some of our top tips today. So Jordan, we can go ahead and jump right in. I know we've got, again, I'll play Vanna White here for the first one. I'll have you do number 2. We're gonna talk about 5 keys to anti-aging and having perfect glowing skin. And so, number 1 thing that you need to start doing right away to transform the health of your skin is do what, Jordan?
Healthy fats. And there are many types of fats, and I recommend you get them in your diet every day. Let's talk a little bit about the taboo saturated fats, or should I say the bomb, because saturated fats are critical for your health. And what are saturated fats? They come in medium and short chains. Short chain fatty acids, which are great for the gut, and by the way, the skin is a reflection of your inside. It's a great way to tell how healthy you are. Short chain fatty acids are found in butter, even a more concentrated source in ghee.
Yep.
I know you love ghee.
Oh, yeah.
I love ghee. It's really good for you. Ghee is clarified butter, and it's a powerful food and remedy that is consumed throughout India and around the world. Those are short chain fatty acids. Medium chain primarily comes from coconut oil and palm oil. And red palm oil also has vitamin E, which is great for the skin. It can be a little messy though. When you consume or cook with red palm oil, it can stain really bad. Coconut oil and red palm oil fell out of favor 50 or so years ago when the myth that saturated fat causes heart disease was out there. Well, guess what? Saturated fat might actually help your heart. In fact, we believe it does. So you want saturated fats, coconut oil, palm oil. Look for organic, virgin, or unprocessed. You want butter, grass-fed organic, and ghee. And then we have monounsaturated fats coming from olives and olive oil, macadamia nuts. You've got sesame seeds. Peanuts have monounsaturated oils, and avocados are a great source.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then we have omega-3s, 2 types. From fish, fatty fish in particular, salmon, herring, mackerel, sardines, fatty tuna.
Yep.
You've got omega-3s from walnuts, chia seeds, and flax seeds and their oils. And you can take supplements, of course, that have EPA and DHA. And probably, and you asked me this before, my favorite source of fats, because it has phospholipids, it has squalene, and many other fatty acid components. It's caviar or fish roe.
Oh yeah.
And it's not just for the wealthy. Caviar is fairly affordable when you buy it from the right places.
Yeah.
And it's really, really beneficial. A little high in sodium, but if you can get either salmon roe or any type of caviar with no preservatives and colors, it not only gives you omega-3 fats, gives you vitamin E, vitamin D, and phospholipids, which help drive the fats into your system. Those are amazing for your skin. Egg yolk is also a great source of fat. And get this, here's a tip. When I see people that have skin issues, I recommend an egg yolk facial mask. I don't know if you've heard of this, but not only does it have antioxidants, but it also pulls out impurities. And I believe that when you consume eggs internally, especially raw, and another program will tell you how to do that properly, eggs actually act like a toxin sponge and can pull junk out of your body. But if you are bold enough to wear egg on your face, give it a try. Eggs are good internally and they're good on your face, especially if they're pasture raised.
And I want to mention this, one of the things face mask, Jordan, I love the idea of the egg yolk, maybe adding some turmeric to that, rubbing that on the skin. It's incredible. I know we're going to talk about some natural beauty tips when we jump in and talk about essential oils.
Yeah, I'm not going to be
here
when the person who rubbed turmeric on their face calls back in and says, how do I get it off? So that, you can talk to him about that one. I'll stick with the egg yolk.
All right, let's jump in here. So 5 keys to anti-aging. Number 2, one of my absolutely favorite topics. We're going to talk about the best essential oils for supporting healthy skin and the natural anti-aging process. And I'll tell you, Jordan, I'm a huge fan of essential oils. I'm gonna start off talking about some of my favorite essential oils and let you talk about some of yours. So, I'm a huge fan of geranium and geranium rose. Geranium actually works through naturally hydrating and moisturizing your skin. So geranium is one of my favorites. I love myrrh essential oil. We know myrrh was used in the Bible. In fact, Jordan, when we hear the story of the 3 wise men bringing gold, frankincense, and myrrh to the infant Jesus, some researchers believe that myrrh would have been used by the whole family, but potentially by Mary as well. In fact, myrrh during those days was used to prevent infection. It was used to balance hormones. We know Queen Esther, it's referenced in the Bible that she used a total of 6 oils, but one of those they mentioned was myrrh essential oil along with floral oils as a natural beauty treatment. We know Cleopatra. So again, myrrh essential oil, one of the most popular and one of my favorite. And myrrh is a little bit thicker than the other oils. One of the benefits is it doesn't vaporize as quickly as certain other essential oils. So myrrh oil, one of my personal favorites, especially for issues of red, dry, and flaking type skin. It's absolutely fantastic for those type of issues as well.
Now, you know what I always think about when I read the passage of Scripture in the book of Esther? Could you imagine if we found a scroll that talked about the beauty treatments that the incoming queen candidates consumed?
Oh, yeah.
That would be so amazing. 6 months of treatment of myrrh is what the Bible said, but just a written protocol, how cool would that be? Because these were ladies that transformed themselves to be in the presence of the king. So if any of you have that scroll, you can send that in and we'll give you more than just one free gift.
And I want to talk about a natural, actually I'll talk about my special formula for my anti-aging serum using essential oils in 1 second. But Jordan, share with us some of your favorite essential oils for natural skincare and beauty.
Absolutely. I do love lavender. In fact, for me, every day I use lavender, frankincense, and rosemary, and I pour it on my head, actually multiple times. And I love to anoint my kids. Josh and I are working on an amazing book. I'll tease it here. It'll be ready in the next few months. It's called Essential Oils, Ancient Medicine for the Modern World, and it is a whopping 400 plus pages already, and it's not fully complete. It is the guide to essential oils, and I'm loving doing the research and the reading myself. It's truly amazing. But one thing we talk about is how I like to anoint my kids, and I put a little drop of usually lavender. It's an oil that can be very safe for children in various areas, and I'll tell you something funny in just a minute that many people can probably attest to doing also. So I put a drop of oil on their head and I quote from Psalm 23, I anoint your head with oil, your cup runs over. Surely goodness and mercy will follow you all the rest of your days and you'll dwell in the house of the Lord forever. And I say that about myself when I pour it on. You know what else I thought of? I have a bunch of goats and animals at the farm, and I said next time a female goat has triplets, 3 girls, I'm gonna name them Shirley, Goodness, and Mercy. You know what I did the other day? I get to the bottom of the essential oils and I get irritated because they don't come out of what you would call the orifice reducer anymore. So I pull it off and then I close it thinking I'll remember next time. I went and poured frankincense on my head and I couldn't catch it. Sometimes you quickly catch it. It went all over my face and I think almost in my eyes, and it didn't bother me. It was unbelievable. I mean, I wouldn't normally put frankincense in my eye, and my cup certainly ran over that day. But if that's ever happened to you, you know what I'm talking about. Thank God it wasn't oregano.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, oregano or clove, you'd be, you'd have to be running water in your eye.
And I have accidentally put clove on when I did it in the dark, just a drop or two, and it wasn't that great, let me tell you.
Oh, yeah. So as we're talking about, I mean, essential oils are so beneficial for the skin, part of your natural beauty routine. I'm going to share my formula for a natural anti-aging serum that I use, that my wife Chelsea uses on a regular basis. Before I do that though, today there are millions of people all around the world who are using chemical-based products, Jordan. If you think about, things like EDTA, sodium lauryl sulfate, parabens, all of these chemicals that are found in our shampoo and our body lotions and our moisturizers. I want to encourage you today, if you're using those chemically based beauty products and skincare products, get them out of your house, replace them with essential oils. We actually have lots of natural DIY recipes on my website, draxe.com. So if you want to make your own natural shampoo like I do, hey, just search Dr. Axe shampoo recipe. We've got all of those things on there right now. And so here's this radiating serum we use, Jordan. We actually use a little bit of jojoba oil, which is very good for the skin. We do a little bit of pomegranate oil. And then we mix in lavender, myrrh, and geranium. Those oils, and then a lot of times frankincense. And so we mix all those oils together. That's what we use on our skin. That's what we use on our face. That's one of the great things as well about oils, especially like frankincense and geranium. Whether you have dry or oily skin, they're actually good for both.
Yeah,
they
awesome.
work to naturally balance out the oil on your skin. So again, essential oils, so powerful, we know, for natural beauty and skin. And I know, Jordan, you've got kids at home, so we're talking about anti-aging and beauty. Before I uncover this third one, what are some of the oils you use? You know, if your kids get any type of issue, maybe they fall and scrape themselves, what do you do in that case?
I hate to go to the well too often, but lavender is so good
Yeah.
for mild burns, cuts, and scrapes. I cut 2 of my fingers. I'm not even sure how. I mean, you're always preparing things. Kids have nails. You're grabbing this, that, and the other. But lavender is so gentle and soothing. I use it all the time. But I also use frankincense, and I'll use it more now that I drop some in my eye by accident because it's pretty soothing as well. But I think lavender and frankincense are a major 1-2 punch. Lavender brings healing. Frankincense is very anti-inflammatory, so they're both amazing. There's many others, of course, and there's also what we would call the healthy fats to use. Rosehip and rosehip seed oil are really good as well.
Yeah,
But
fantastic.
both of those are, and of course, coconut oil is always great.
Oh yeah. We're jumping into number 3 here. You guys are going to enjoy this one. This is huge and may surprise some of you when it comes to skin health. Number 3 here in the 5 keys to anti-aging, you need to consume more collagen-rich foods.
And this would be bone broth, which we mention almost every single program. That is the quintessential beauty product. We talked about this yesterday. If you want great health, there's a handful of foods and compounds that are ancient yet need to be super modern. We mentioned fermented foods, bone broth, fish roe or caviar. Those are amazing, but particularly bone broth. And it isn't just bone broth. When you are consuming a chicken, so today we're having organic roasted chicken for dinner. When it's organic, I eat the skin. It's one of my favorite parts. That's where the hyaluronic acid and other collagen boosting compounds are found. So even if you're not simply making broth, you can consume the skin. And you know what else? In addition to bone broth, meaty broth. When you cook meat or when you roast chicken, people always throw away what they think is the fat. It's not the fat. It's broth from the meat that contains not only collagen-rich substances, but also immune-supportive, energizing supplements, particularly amino acids.
Yeah,
So-
it's incredible. If you think about Thanksgiving and all that, juice at the bottom of the turkey, I mean, it is loaded. That's where all the nutrients are. Now, my mom, my grandmother likes to make gravy out of it. Now, when Chelsea and I do Thanksgiving now, we actually use that and we make our own sort of paleo or gluten-free gravy with it, but it is so good for the body, and it's the part that you absolutely want to be getting on a regular basis. So I want to mention a few things here with collagen-rich foods. If you look at bone broth, it is packed with proline and glycine. I mean, these are building blocks of collagen that support healthy tissues. And when you're buying things specifically for the skin, type 1, 2, and 3 collagen are all beneficial. So you want to focus on getting something that's a well-rounded product with different types of collagen. And Jordan, another thing I want to mention here when we look at bone broth is it's high in something you mentioned. It's high in glucosamine, chondroitin, hyaluronic acid. All of these not only support the joints and the gut, they protect the skin as well. And talk to me, Jordan, about some other foods. So again, we know bone broth is by far number 1. But after bone broth, are there any other foods or nutrients or plants that actually can support collagen production in your own body?
There are many. Think about this. When you look at bone broth, you talk about chondroitin, glucosamine, hyaluronic acid. They are glycosaminoglycans. They're polysaccharides. So there are also proteoglycans. And there's really 2 major food sources of polysaccharides. You could think a third potentially, and they're all good for the skin. Number 1 is mushrooms. Mushrooms, both culinary and medicinal, are great. And we talked about this earlier. While not a mushroom, more of a fungus, chaga is amazing. Chaga actually has melanin in it. Chaga is a tree fungus from Russia, and it is absolutely acclaimed. Reishi, or Ganoderma, is a powerful Chinese mushroom that people talk about as the mushroom of immortality. Turkey tail is amazing for a number of reasons. Shiitake is great. Agaricus. So mushrooms are a great source not only of immune support but of collagen building. Number 2 is sea vegetables or seaweed. Seaweed has various components or polysaccharides, sulfated polysaccharides in red marine algae that's great for collagen and elastin production. And of course, citrus. Vitamin C was named after collagen. Vitamin C which cured scurvy. Scurvy was really characterized by bleeding gums and loose gums and teeth because the collagen had worn down. So consuming vitamin C rich foods and the cofactors. So that's why I think actually lemon, orange, grapefruit, lime, and tangerine oil would be great as well, because all of the components, citrus peel is wonderful, but consuming lemon or lime juice can help also boost collagen production. So if you're someone who says, you two always talk about bone broth, I'm a plant-based eater, I'm a vegan, well, here's what you can do. I not only have bone broth every day, I have shroom broth every day.
I love it.
More like tea. I take mushrooms, and some of them are very hard. We grow medicinal mushrooms, and I will make a decoction or an infusion and consume that as well. So I'm getting it all over from all different angles. And this isn't even a vegetable, it's a fungi. So let's call it this, multi-kingdom collagen.
I like it, it's great. So Jordan, step number 4 here, let's talk about it. Organic acids, I'll have you go first.
Organic acids are a powerful, often left out nutritional superhero. Organic acids are created either naturally in food, so citric acid is found in lemon. There's acetic acid, which is created by bacteria but found in apple cider vinegar. There's fulvic and humic acid, which is created by the natural breakdown of carbon-based substances. And there's lactic acid through probiotic fermentation and many others. Organic acids, we hear a lot of them, fruit acids put on the skin, right?
Oh yeah.
But consuming fermented foods is a great way to get organic acids, as is consuming something that will contain a fulvic or a humic acid. So these are really, really important. One great source of organic acids is Himalayan shilajit.
Oh yeah.
Shilajit is sort of this dark colored goo that oozes from volcanic areas. They find it in the Himalayas. Also another form of is humate. So consuming those can be really, really good for you. But organic acids truly help you become younger. And most Americans today, because of our processed diet, are virtually deficient in organic acids.
Jordan, you know, a lot of people talk about alkalizing the body. But organic acids kind of work in a different way. They really help balance your pH of your digestive system, which is really so important for the body. We know that there's a lot of different organic acids. Jordan mentioned shilajit, even apple cider vinegar. We're talking about things like acetic acid, fermented herbs, sauerkraut, some of these other foods, great sources of organic acids, and they really support healthy probiotic growth within your system as well. So you really want to make sure you're getting some organic acids. So 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar in water with a meal is a great thing to do. A serving of sauerkraut, as we've talked about, or in your supplements, looking for things like shilajit, humic acid, fulvic acid, like Jordan's talking about. Some absolutely fantastic tips there. What about kombucha?
Kombucha has organic acids as well. It has glucuronic, and acetic acid, and it's another great source of organic acids and beauty. A lot of people consume kombucha for its beauty benefits.
Jordan, what do you think? And this is a little off topic, but Jordan, what are your thoughts on iodine?
I think iodine can be very good. Some people believe it is the absolute answer for everything. We're going to talk about that in an upcoming show, but I think a natural source of iodine, particularly sea vegetables, can be really, really good. And there are some good supplements out there, and there are people that really need iodine. So if you know that you've got thyroid issues, I would recommend seeking help from a natural health care practitioner to make sure, but that would be the reason to supplement with larger amounts of iodine.
Absolutely. Our last food, and this is an absolutely big one. So
I'm going to talk about 3 enzyme-rich fruits, okay? So 2 fruits that are known for their enzyme content are papaya and pineapple. So papaya has papain. I'm sure you've heard of papain. It's the #1 meat tenderizer out there because it breaks down proteins. It's also found in a lot of supplements that are geared towards digestion. Bromelain is the other. Bromelain is from pineapple, really from the stem. And papain is commonly found in the latex or the skin of the papaya, not the parts we eat, unfortunately. Those 2 are standbys for enzyme production.
So Jordan, talk about those enzymes that are found in kiwi, and then I can touch on the next fruit after that.
I've been eating 1 to 2 kiwis a day or an evening since I realized that the powerful enzyme actinidin, which is another proteolytic or protein digesting enzyme, is found in kiwi. And kiwi Also contains omega-3s, the seeds, and you can even eat the skin. I peel it because I like the taste better, but kiwis are awesome. And the enzymes in the fruit, it's not found in the stem or a part you don't eat. So eat more kiwis. Look for the actinidin enzyme content. And the last one is
figs. I mean, Jordan knows because I talk about them all the time. I am a huge fig fan, and figs actually contain ficin, which is another proteolytic enzyme that has similar benefits to actinidin and bromelain and papain. So again, figs are absolutely fantastic for digestion. When you talk about the skin, talk about an antioxidant powerhouse. All of those seeds are great for naturally helping cleanse the colon. So, again, figs are a great one. So remember this. Pineapple is great. We know that papaya is great, but our two favorites are probably kiwi and figs are excellent. I want to actually throw one more out there. There's an herb that is also high in, or a root, high in proteolytic enzymes, ginger. Ginger contains zingerbine, which is another enzyme that actually helps support digestion. So ginger is beneficial for so many things, but that could go on the list there as well. And just a few recipe ideas. You know, I love doing, Jordan, a kiwi smoothie. I do actually just some kiwi. A lot of times I'll put some of that vanilla bone broth protein powder in with that. The figs I love doing with chocolate. In fact, my wife and I a few weeks ago did chocolate fondue. We did some raspberries, blueberries, and figs dipped in. We made our own so we took dark chocolate, coconut milk, mixed it up, did fondue with it. Talk about an anti-aging dessert. We got a couple questions here we're going to answer for you right now. One of the first questions here is from Sarah. She says, what are your thoughts on this? My husband is afraid to take probiotics because he hasn't eaten too clean lately. Wouldn't he benefit from taking probiotics anyways?
Probiotics are great if you eat well or if you don't. And either way, they're not going to harm you because if you get too many, they're merely digested as protein would be. So if you've not eaten very well lately, it's the best time to take probiotics. Maybe not a mega dose, but certainly get started on it.
All right, Maria has a question. She says, my son has some skin issues, so her young son. She says, the doctors say they are actually under the skin cysts. Just wondering, what are some things my son can do to help him have naturally healthy skin?
I'm not sure the age, but detoxification or cleansing is very, very important. But one of the best ways to have healthy skin, and there's so many things we could have mentioned, hydrating. I know people that get enough fluids have much better looking skin. I would put fat right up there as a 1-to-1, but also getting sun. Many people have skin issues when they don't get sun. Green foods are amazing. There's so many things we left out in retrospect, but also this would be a great candidate for essential oils, particularly frankincense and lavender combo.
Yeah, I would say one of the things, especially if we're talking about, you know, a young boy here, let's say it's elementary or high school, oftentimes, as Jordan mentioned, lavender oil is great. One of my favorite things to do, Jordan, is to mix Manuka honey or just raw local honey you get at your farmer's market with some lavender and tea tree oil. Rub it on the face, leave it on there 2 minutes, and wash it off. It's really great for young kids and teens to do. Jordan, this is a question from Litcha Rosa Shiflett. She says, how can I lessen some of my hormone balance issues?
Start with adaptogenic herbs, not pro-hormones, not bioidentical hormones, but adaptogenic herbs. Ashwagandha is my favorite. Rhodiola is really good. Eleuthero. Reishi is amazing. Cordyceps you mentioned. Ginseng, depending on what you're dealing with, is a powerful adaptogen as well. Schizandra is just awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Adaptogens first. 2, I would go with a bioidentical hormone program under a licensed physician. So get tested. I don't believe in using progesterone creams just, loosey-goosey, as you say, willy-nilly, whatever, because you don't know your numbers. So make sure that you get tested, and I think bioidentical hormones are a second step. Third, of course, would be a prescription hormone medication, which I'm not too fond of, but some people need based on what their lifestyle is. So start with adaptogenic herbs that help lower cortisol, helping to boost DHEA, which helps with everything from serotonin to you name it.
Got a comment here from Dana. She says, yes. She said, I cut out dairy and it helped acne. So that's a great comment there. We have actually a question from Nita. She says, I get bloated a lot. Any thoughts on what can cause it and help to reduce bloating?
So eating one food at a time is great. Number 2, chew your food thoroughly. I guarantee you, Nita, if you focus on chewing. After our program, all my kids took longer to eat dinner because they were chewing their food. And they're like, you and Josh argued. He said 30, Dad, you said 50. I'm going with 30. Thanks a lot, Josh. So they're happy. Chew your food more thoroughly, especially carbohydrates, and really take digestive enzymes with your food. That is what this is for, to reduce post-meal gas and bloating.
Hi, Dr. Axe here. I want to say thanks so much for checking out this YouTube video, and also don't forget to subscribe if you want to get more great content on things like herbs, essential oils, natural remedies, and how to use food as medicine. Also, check out more of our content on my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.